Well, hey guys, it's time to show my Archfiend deck, as I know some people really want to see this deck profile. I apologise if I sound a bit weird. I've got a sore throat and it's just really irritating me at the moment. But let's just get straight to the deck profile. 2 Genesis Archfiend, practically your boss monster, even though you normal summon him. If you don't know what he does, you can normal summon him without tributing, but his original defense become half, so 1500 by 1000 defense. But he's there for Pandemonium because he's got a really nice combo in Pandemonium, and his effect's pretty decent. You just banish one Archfiend card to target one card and field destroy it. You can banish it from a hand or graveyard, but you mostly always do it from your graveyard. It's only an Archfiend card, so you can banish Archfiend draw. Archfiend Commander it's still not out yet in the TCG, which is weird. Actually, I don't know if mostly the new Archfiends are out. My bad. But you rarely normal summon him. You special summon him at times. You mostly special summon him for Cavalry, but sometimes I like special summon him on Trick or on Genesis, just to leave something on the field, basically. If you control an Archfiend monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if you do target one Archfiend monster you control, destroy it. So triggers Cavalry, Trick, or Heres, whatever it's called now. But his other effect is, the only problem with that effect is that you cannot attack during turn this card's special summon, which is okay. That's balance. I mean, be able to attack as well. 2500 would be insane. Now, but when this card is tribute summoned, you can target one level 6 Archfiend monster in your graveyard, special that target, so you can special summon that, special summon another one, and go for a rank 6, but I only run 2 level 6 Archfiends, so that's, no point going to rank 6. One Archfiend General, originally I was running 2, but I didn't need it. It's weird, because just from Archfiend Heres or Trick Archfiend, I'm just going to call it whatever. You just get to search it, play it. I mean, you thin your deck out a lot in this deck. This is like one of the best things about the deck. You thin your deck out tons, so you end up drawing to your Pandemoniums quite easy without needing Archfiend General. You can put 2 in if you want. I mean, this is just my build. You can tweak it as much as you want. 3 Cavalry. Great beat stick, 1900 by 0 defense for Chameleon. But it's got decent effect too. If this card on field is destroyed by a card effect in its graveyard, you can special summon one Archfiend monster from your graveyard, but it cannot attack, which is fair enough. But I mean, that renders your opponent's traps like useless pretty much. It's like you're going to waste a Compulse on a level 4. They have to use a D prison or something like that. I mean, even if they torrential, I mean, you can go quite all in this deck and still get rewards for torrential. So the only thing that stops this card is probably Bottomless and D Prison, which that's 3 cards in all honesty. That's the only thing that stops this deck. And probably, stops this deck is D Prisons and Bottomless. 2 Chameleon, only need 2. I've got 6 targets, pretty decent. Oh, you could run 3. I mean, you could run 3 if you really want to, but I just run 2. I think 2's good. Trans Archfiend. It's funny enough, I didn't even know this card was an Archfiend, so I typed in Archfiend and I found it, and I was like, yes, it's decent in this deck. I would run 1 personally, just because when this card's destroyed, you get one of your banished Archfiend monsters back. No, not Archfiend, Dark monsters back to your hand, so it's pretty decent. And you can discard 1 thing type monster, game 500. I only do that sometimes, only if I have Heres in my hand. 2 Tour Guards, pretty staple in this deck. There's your targets, Heres. MVP of the deck, Archfiend Heres or Trick Archfiend. They so need to just sort their names out on DevPro. Just, you search anything. That's it, search any Archfiend card. Search all of these, well, apart from Chameleon and Tour Guides. can search Archfiend Draw. It's just an all-round decent card. Allure, they're all dark, it's pretty obvious. Dark Elves, the Lonely Trinity. One Foolish, obvious for Trick. 2 Pot Duality. Sometimes you special summon, sometimes you don't. You could put 3. I don't know. 3 for me was a bit too cloggy. 2 MST. 3 Forbidden Lands. Back row hate, pretty much. 1 Shard of Greed. It's my own little tech card, to be honest. I just put in this deck to draw more. Because in this deck, you can draw all monsters, especially if you keep searching from Archfiend Heroes. So, you know, you could take this out, put another Falling Down if you want. Falling Down is just amazing. I'll take that monster, thank you. You take 800, but you know, it's nothing too bad. You just wait till they get a high attack monster, and then you just take it. I mean, great on a Stardust. Oh, I'll take that Stardust. Or Crimson Blader. 2 Pandemonium. Just obvious. When an Archfiend monster is sent to the graveyard except by battle, I can have 1 Archfiend card. So, practically, it combos well with Genesis Archfiend effect. 1 Torrential, because there's only 1. And it helps out this deck a lot. 1 Eradicator, well, practically obvious. I've got Commander, I've got Genesis. 3 Archfiend's Roar, pretty good card. Just pay 5.5 points for summon Archfiend monster. It's destroyed during the end phase, so if your opponent goes for an 80k and you have this sit down, you can just flip this up, grab Genesis, he's 3000, get over that. 1 Trap Stun, more back row. I mean, most of the trap lineup you can sort around, mess around with. 2 Fiendish Chain. Oh, everyone's running Fiendish Chain these days. 2 Core of the Haunted, just for more special summon from the graveyard. The extra deck, I admit, needs a bit of work. I ain't changed this for a while. You definitely need Black Rose from Cam and Leon for Trick, because 0 defense. But this combines well with Cavalry Effects, because Cavalry Effects gets an Archfiend monster. Dual Red Dragon Archfiend is in its name, so that's an Archfiend. Football Archfiend and Scrap Archfiends. You could also get Red Dragon Archfiend. So anything with Archfiend in its name, you could put in the extra. You can get back with Cavalry, but I rarely go for any synchros, to be honest. But I just thought I'd tell you that because it's a nice little play. 2 Master Key Beetle, they're all darks apart from Chameleon. Kingdom of Feral Imps, just to search Chameleon, Corn, and the rest are pretty much all obvious if I'm honest. Now let me get to these 2. 1 Up Means and Acid Golem. Now you can get a Searcher of Trick if you use Trick Archfiend and not Tour Guide as materials, because Acid Golem and Zen Mains is part of an effect to detach. So you would get Archfiend TLS effect. So when it's your standby phase, you can detach 1. There you go. You get your search. When your opponent does something, or you torrentials, you know, you can detach 1. You get a search. But no, if they Dark Hole Acid Golem, you will not get the search from Archfiend Heroes. You only get the search from Archfiend Heroes for an effect from these 2. So just bear that in mind. Inside is like, I've just put in, you know, more 3 too cloggy for me. 2, I didn't need 2. Another Archfiend monster with 0 defense. And it's piercing, I suppose. Another one, didn't feel I need another one. 2 Chalice. I only got that out just for Archfiend, or you could come around, get Genesis and use Chalice, boom. Another Falling Down, I mean, you could take that for Shard of Greed, I personally would, but I like Shard of Greed in this deck. I'm running a lot of Shard of Greed in my decks, but I don't know, it's definitely good in my deck. 2 Deck Dev, just, you know, look at all my targets. Another Trap Sample back row. Originally, you saw in my models that I was running 2 of these, but I cut them out. They just wasn't consistent enough for me. it's called Hate Buster. Basically, its effect is activate only when a face theme type monster you control is selected for attack. Select the opponent's monster, destroy both of them, and inflict damage to your opponent's life equals the attack of the opponent's monster. So it destroys your Archfiend and destroys their monster. So if they had a Photon Thrasher, for instance, they take 2100. When Cavalry goes to grave, you can special summon like any one of these, or you could do the same with Archfiend Therese, but you know, it's up to you at the end of the day. I didn't. It just wasn't consistent enough for me. And Fiendish Chain just to round it out. Well, there you go, guys. That's my Archfiend's deck, and I hope you all had a good day.